So there's just someone here with a van. I think he thinks it's my sister and it's not. No, it's not. You can move along. It's just so weird. Sorry guys. There was just someone here by the driveway. I think they're looking for my sister. They thought it was my sister, but it's not. It's me. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tsholo M, and if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. And for all my returning subbies, thank you guys for tuning in to yet another fabulous, amazing sit down video by me. So today's video is quite interesting. Okay, I wanted to talk about this for the longest time, but I think now is the time to talk about it. So we are just going to unpack about Abafana the boys and how sometimes they treat us. And also this is also incorporated with a story time of, hey guys, mutikila di bona mo lifing. I've seen it all. Like, the streets are just not for me. Like, they are not for me because I'm such a soft person. I'm kind. Not that I get to pause. It's not like I'm a perfect person, but some of the things that I went through, I felt like they were very unnecessary. But also as well, they were supposed to happen because I'm where I am today because of those things. If it wasn't for those things, I don't know where I would have been. I probably still would have been in the streets searching for a partner. So yeah, let's get into this video, guys. So the couple of few months for me have been so challenging, guys. Like, they've been so challenging. I lost like two of my closest friends, only because of like behaviors and betrayals and those type of things. So sometimes when I do share these stories, I become a bit emotional because like my best friend was there for me throughout everything, So when I go back and I think of what I've been through and who did me wrong and who I did wrong, like my best friend just pops up, and it's a bit emotional for me. I won't cry about it. Like, I've been crying like almost every week. It's just like, when you plan that you're gonna keep someone in your life for like a very long time, and then life just happens, and I don't want to cry about it. I just don't want to cry about it. Anyway, let's get into this video, guys. So basically, this is about a soccer player that I don't want to say I used to date, because like we only went on one date and that was it, right? So this soccer player, he was based in Bloemfontein. He used to play for the PSL team, which had the colors green and white. I'm not going to say the name of the soccer team, even though the soccer team does not exist today, but I'm just not gonna say it, because Kalizi, some of you guys will do 1 + 1 = 2, and I don't want you guys to get to the 2. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. So this is someone that, not, I wouldn't say I grew up with him, but anyway, I'm drinking apple juice. So yeah, let me just take a sip and cheers before I get into the story. Cheers. So I didn't grow up with him, right? He grew up with like my uncle and my cousin, because they are from the same street. They stayed in the same street. But when I go to my grand's place, I would see him. When I went for holidays, I would see him. Where my grand is from. He's a guy from the hood, basically, who just decided to take soccer as a professional career. Okay, sharp, I bet. So, prior to that, in 2019, I was DMing this other guy who is one of the coaches for this team, right? And I was very fond of him, but I feel like it was not our time to like date, because I hurt that guy very badly. Like, he just wanted to treat me soft. He just wanted to take me out on dates. But Tsholo nasita, Tsholo na tlhakane tlhogo ke khumo from my previous story time. I was just not invested in the whole thing. I was not there emotionally with him, because I remember when Kumo did not come home on Valentine's Day. He wanted to take me out and spend time with me, but I said I was feeling sick, and the next moment I'm in Second Avenue. This is like a street in Bloem where it's filled with clubs, right? I was in Second Avenue with one of my friends. Kina Instagram, posting myself at the club. Meanwhile, I told this guy that I was sick. So yeah. So I was friends with the coach before I met the player. Okay? The coach, let's name him Simon. The player's name is Simon, and the coach's name is Simon, and the player's name, let's call him Tabo. So Simon is the coach, right? And then did I say Tabo? Simon, coach, player, Tabo, right? You guys got that, ne? Okay, sharp. So lockdown, most of us, we were talking to people we were not even supposed to talk to. Let's even start there, because everyone was bored. Everyone was just all over the place. Rebata entertainment from each other. I regret, no, lockdown, I spoke to many people I was not even supposed to even think of. Nix. So I was apologizing to Simon the whole of lockdown, because like what I did him dirty, right? And then my parents bought me a car, which attracted a lot of attention from unnecessary people like Tabo. Wabo. So Tabo is based in Bloemfontein now. So I go back to Bloem. I think this is like lockdown level 3. I had to go back to varsity because accounting students just had to go back. I don't know why. So I went back to school. Sharp. This soccer team is still in Bloem, right? They're still preparing to finish off the league, the PSL. All right, bet. So Tabo was like to me, let's meet. I want to take you out on a date. And I'm like, I bet, cool, no problem. Let's go. So he takes me out on a date, and that day we were even matched. We were wearing black and white. He takes me out to one of his coolest spots. So soccer players in Bloem, they stay in the north. Like how in Joburg we have the north, there's also the north in Bloem, and the north is where people who have money stay. So soccer players also stay in the north. So I drove to the north, picked him up with my own car. He didn't have a car. He still doesn't. Picked him up with my car, and then we drove to where we were gonna have our date. And the date was nice. He wanted me to taste his favorite coffee. I'm not even a coffee person, but because because in jail I'm a kind person. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll taste it. I'll have this for you. I'm that type of girl, guys. Like imotoyalo. Hi, okay, then the food as well, it was a lively date. Then he paid for everything. Okay, sharp. Then we go to his place, we chill a little bit, but he had a roommate. So yeah, we're just chilling. And then I saw that it was getting late, because from the north to Universitas, where I used to stay, it's quite far, and I'm not used to the roads and the pothole, and my car's still brand new, so I don't want any problems. I don't want any scratch. I don't want any pothole damage, because Bloem is filled with a lot of potholes. Okay, sharp. Then me and Tabo, we keep talking. Keep in mind, Simon and we weren't really okay. He had forgiven me, but we were not okay. Well, okay, Tabo, is getting my attention. He's giving me his attention, you know, like it's homonat. Okay. Okay, sharp. Then they had to go to Joburg. They had to come back to Joburg to finish the PSL. If you guys can remember, they had to allocate like all the stadiums that were in Gauteng to every PSL team so that they can finish the league because of COVID. So they went back to Joburg. I was still in Bloom and I was still talking to Thabo. But now the problem is that my cousin's friend, who I also have on WhatsApp, she's busy going on about Thabo, but doesn't really say Thabo, you know? So on her status, she's busy posting this guy like, oh, you're my best friend. Thank you for coming into my life. I want to do this live thing with you. But keep in mind, she's posting that soccer team, the very same soccer team. So my initial thinking is that Thabo and this girl, they come from the same hood. So obviously, there's only one player that you can know from a Bloemfontein team. There's only one fella motoka meeting, and I get Thabo. And I was not wrong. But anyway, I didn't notice that till like later on, right? So Thabo and I, we keep talking, and then he asked me for a favor for me to buy him a bottle because now they finished with the PSL team and they did really well to a point where they got a spot to play in the PSL team for the previous season. So I'm like, okay, cool. So this was a time where they would lock alcohol, you know, there were restrictions on the alcohol. So they were coming back on like Friday late. Yeah, and bottle stores were being closed early or something like that, or they weren't being closed. You remember those alcohol restrictions, guys? Yes. So he asked me, can you please buy me a bottle? And I'm like, okay, cool, because I'm that girl. I'll do anything for you, you know. I'll do anything for you. And then I went up with the bottle. He said he was gonna pay me back. Till today he has not. He didn't pay me back. And then later that day he came to fetch the bottle, and then he's like to me, I'll come fetch you later. Did he pitch? He did not. I stayed up at my friend's place and I was like, yo guys, now I'm gonna leave soon. I am going to leave soon. Wabo. I called him. Kabana, it's getting late now. It's like around about like 9 o'clock. You know, it's getting quite late. And I call him. He doesn't pick up. I call him, doesn't pick up. I call him, doesn't pick up. Wawa. It's okay. I use my friend's phone. I call him and he picks up. Wabo. But in the background, there's a woman and a girl. There's a woman, looks like a woman and a girl. There's a woman and a child in the background, you know? Okay, sharp. I call again. This girl picks up and she's like, Thabo, who is this girl? This girl, oh, who is she? And then Thabo said he does not know me. He said he does not know who the hell, like, you know. And I was like so shocked. I was so bummed. Like, can't you, like, what's going on? Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, I was shocked more than hurt. Like, I was really shocked. Like, could this be happening to me? Because I've always known that soccer players are not good people, but because this one is from home, I thought because okay, cool, that whole situation happens. A week later, my uncle sends me a screenshot of some girl saying that I should leave Thabo alone if I want to get hurt. You know, what am I doing involving myself with Thabo? Kanti, this girl is Thabo's baby mama from back home. But by then I was already like I don't want anything to do with him. Like I was done. I was like, this guy is not a good person. I okay. Then Simon and I, we rekindle things, Baba. We are talking again. Humanity, we are, Simon is a very chilled guy. Guys, like he's so sweet. I did the poor guy dirty because I stood him up later on again. And gosh. When I apologized, he's like, again, like, why are you doing this to me again? So when I was with Simon, uh, I tell Simon about Tabo. I'm like, do you know Tabo's like, yeah, I know him. Like, he's one of the person in my team. And I was like, so the day he came back from Joburg, he's like, oh, now that you mention it, there was a girl there who was waiting for him and a child. So which means Tabo had a whole family in Bloemfontein, and he had another family in Gauteng, in Joburg. Like, men are not good people. Men are not good people. Like, why did he involve me in his whole situation, in his whole mess? Like, Simon gave me and dished it up to me. He dished out Hore Tabo 1, 2, 3. And Simon kept saying Hore Tabo is such a good player. He's just not focused. Like too much, which is why he's always on the bench. He wasn't even playing. He was always on the bench because he's not a good person. He's not a good person. Like his focus is skirts, girls, fella. That is his focus. And it's so upsetting because he's a good player, guys. Like he's really good, like highly talented or talented, but you need to focus. Anyway, Tabo, I don't know, his career is very wishy-washy. His career is just all over the place. He's not focused. I regret the fact that my uncle also had to be involved in this whole situation. And then later on, I found out, no, he was also dating my cousin's friend. And I warned her. I was like, you busy with this person while he's busy more Bloemfontein with other people. And then Miguel decided to block me. So ever since then, she blocked me. And I was like, I don't care. Me and you're not that close anyway. So it's fine by me. And it actually really hurts sometimes, guys. This is like my 2 cents now. It hurts when you are being such a good person towards someone and they decide to do the opposite, because most of the time I found myself in situations where I've been the person who will go all out for a person. Like I will go all out for a person and they won't even do the bare minimum for me. And which is why now I'm not understanding. I'm not an understanding person. If Moto Agatulufel is understanding, yes, back then, not now. I am not understanding. Listen, understand. I don't want to. I'm not understanding. Because when you're understanding and when you're kind, people take you for granted. So, Nje, I am not understanding. I'll still be kind, but who understand that? Be that person who always understanding. Or be the person who's always the bigger person. I'm done with that. Like, I'm done with all those things. Whether it's friendships, whether it's relationships, I'm done being understanding and I'm done being the bigger person, because people will take you for granted so much, knowing you're a person who's caring, who's got a good heart, and they'll take you for granted because of that. The whole situation with Tabo, I wished it was like switched. I wished I treated Tabo the way I treated Simon, and Simon the way I treated Tabo. Because Simon, he was a very chilled, lively guy, Like, he was very focused in his career. Like, anyway, I'm in a happy relationship, so I can't say I want to do things with Simon. Like, that's not gonna happen, But I regret the way I treated him. And it made me realize, like, me and Simon, we were both going through the same thing. We were serious about a person who was not serious about us. Both of us, even though it's like different situations, but we were both going through the same thing. And guys, stay away from soccer players. Soccer players are not good people. Always. Soccer players and DJs. But one thing about me is that I've always told myself, Hore, I'm going to end up with either an artist, a creative person, or an athlete. Because when I look back at all the people that I've dated or the people I've been in a relationship with, it's either they're very artistic, which is creative, or they're athletes. And I've always said this out loud, Jorge, the person that I'm going to end up with must be this and that. I think also when we wish for partners, we should you should manifest it. You should say it with your mouth, because what you put out there in the universe, you will get. That's what I truly, truly believe. It's like praying. When you pray, you will get it. It's literally the same thing. So I've always exercised this, that, yo, dear God, I really want someone who is very creative, or who is an artist, or who is an athlete to do this live thing with. And he granted me my partner. My partner is an artist. He sings. He's very talented in his singing. And my previous exes as well. The one was a fine artist. He could draw and do all these things. And the other one was a DJ who's very creative with music and stuff. So that's always been my what do you guys call it, my type. That has been my type. But like, people are always gonna want to hurt us. So the best advice I can give you guys is to protect your heart with everything in you. Don't be understanding. Do not be that person who's always understanding because you want to become a people pleaser. I think that's where I lost it as well. I've always wanted to be a people pleaser. I've always wanted people to like me. And it's okay not to be liked by everyone. It is so okay. You are a normal person. Not everyone can like you. Not everyone can like you. So yeah, I guess when it comes to other boys, you gotta pick your poison and then you gotta try again. Pick your poison and try again. It's a whole cycle. It's a journey. Some people, like I said in my previous story time, some people, when they date for the first time, it works out for life. Some of us, we have to try 10 times. I really, really do believe in love. So that's why I never gave up. And I suggest you guys should never give up as well. Okay? You guys should never give up. You should never give up. Love is a very beautiful thing. And when you find that person, grab it with everything in you. Because especially in South Africa, good men are very rare. Good men are very rare. So if you find a good man, you must cherish them. You must hold them. You must do this with them. Literally, you must do this with them. Don't ever take them for granted. Okay, guys? So that's the end of my story. With the soccer player that played me, she still owes me my money for a bottle. And I mean, tanker is like 3 something. Like, napala like 300. Yeah, 300. Hey. Anyway, guys, that's the end of my story time and my 2 cents about Abafana the boys. I'll be back with another video, guys. I don't know if it's going to be a vlog or if it's going to be a sit down video, but you guys will see when I upload. But from me, it is